Welcome back to the channel, and today we are descending into the most politically charged and long-awaited science fiction sequel in cinema history. District 10, the follow-up to 2009's District 9, the film that cost $30 million, grossed over $200 million worldwide, earned 4 Oscar nominations including Best Picture, and proved that a debut director from South Africa could craft a found-footage alien invasion story so visceral, so heartbreaking, and so unflinchingly political that it redefined what blockbuster science fiction could say about the real world. And if you believed the first film's apartheid allegory was powerful in 2009, you are absolutely not prepared for what Neill Blomkamp, Sharlto Copley, and Terri Tatchell have been quietly constructing as the next chapter in the saga of Wikus van der Merwe and the Prawns of Johannesburg. The sequel screenplay was officially confirmed in February 2021 when Blomkamp posted on Twitter that District 10 was being written by himself, Copley, and Tatchell, the same trio that crafted the original's Oscar-nominated script, and fans dared to hope that the 3-year promise made at the end of District 9, Christopher Johnson's vow to return in 3 years to cure Wikus, would finally be fulfilled after more than a decade of waiting. But the road to District 10 has been one of the most tortured in modern franchise history, with Blomkamp admitting in August 2023 that he was tired of talking about District 9, that he did not know if District 10 was getting made or not, that he did not even know if he wanted to make it right now, but that at some point down the line, it would probably get made. A statement that broke the hearts of fans who had waited 14 years for closure. Blomkamp's career since District 9 has been a roller coaster of near misses. Elysium and Chappie underperformed. His Alien sequel with Sigourney Weaver was scrapped by Disney's Fox acquisition. His RoboCop Returns was abandoned, and he pivoted to smaller projects like the pandemic-shot horror Demonic and the video game adaptation Gran Turismo, which earned him his best reviews in a decade, but pulled him further from the world of Wikus and the Prawns. The only concrete detail Blomkamp has ever revealed about the plot is that the script was inspired by a topic in American history, a tantalizing clue that has fueled endless speculation about everything from the civil rights movement to the Tulsa Race Massacre to the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. All historical atrocities that would resonate powerfully with District 9's themes of xenophobia, segregation, and dehumanization. Sharlto Copley is expected to reprise his role as Wikus van der Merwe, the bureaucrat turned Prawn who was last seen fully transformed into an alien, crafting metal flowers for his wife Tanya from a junkyard hideout, waiting for Christopher Johnson's return. And Copley's physical performance in the original, the vomiting, the nail shedding, the desperate humanity bleeding through prosthetic alien skin, remains one of the most underrated acting achievements of the 21st century. Christopher Johnson, the intelligent Prawn father who escaped to the mothership with his son CJ, is the franchise's most tragic hero, a father who left behind thousands of his people to save his child, and his return with the cure for Wikus would be the emotional fulcrum around which District 10 must turn. Though 14 years of real-world waiting means the 3-year promise has become a cruel irony that the sequel would need to address directly. The prawns themselves, those tall, insectoid aliens with their clicking language, their love of cat food, their desperate scavenging in the Johannesburg slums, would need to evolve in the sequel, with fans speculating about everything from a prawn uprising against their human oppressors to the revelation that the aliens are actually a genetically engineered slave class, explaining why the mothership left them behind and why Christopher Johnson is so desperate to return. The production design of District 9 was one of its greatest triumphs. The shantytown slums of District 9, the towering mothership hovering over Johannesburg, the Nigerian gangster operations, and the MNU mercenary brutality, all captured with a documentary realism that made the science fiction feel like tomorrow's news broadcast. and a sequel would need to expand that visual language into the American historical setting that Blomkamp has teased, potentially exploring how the Prawn refugee crisis has spread globally, or how the American government has established its own district camps. The found footage style that defined the original, security cameras, news broadcasts, documentary interviews, Wikus's own video diary, would likely be abandoned or evolved, with Blomkamp's later films embracing more traditional cinematic grammar, though the raw, handheld energy of District 9 remains the director's most distinctive visual signature. Peter Jackson, who produced the original film through Wingnut Films, has never publicly discussed returning for the sequel, but his involvement was crucial to getting District 9 made, and his absence from any District 10 announcements suggests that Blomkamp may be pursuing this as a more personal, independent production, possibly through his Oats Studios banner, which has produced experimental short films as proof of concepts for feature expansion. The supporting cast remains entirely unknown. Would Tanya, Wikus's devoted wife, return as an older woman who has moved on but still leaves metal flowers on her doorstep? Would Cobus Venter, the sadistic MNU mercenary, return in flashback or as a ghost haunting Wikus's transformation? Would the Nigerian gangsters, led by the wheelchair-bound warlord Obasanjo, have expanded their prawn weapon operations into a global criminal enterprise? These are questions that only a greenlit District 10 could answer. For fans who have waited 14 years, who watched the Oscars snub Copley's performance, who defended Blomkamp through Elysium and Chappie, who signed petitions and analyzed every Oats Studios short for Prawn Easter eggs, District 10 represents something almost sacred. The proof that a small South African film about aliens and apartheid can still matter in a world of Marvel and Star Wars, that the most powerful special effect is still a human face behind prosthetics, and that the promise of return, however delayed, is still worth believing in. So keep your cat food stocked and your cameras rolling for any announcement, any leak, any whisper from Blomkamp's Twitter, because District 10 is not just a sequel. It is the fight for the soul of politically engaged science fiction, the longest wait for closure in modern cinema. And we will be right here, breaking down every frame, every prawn click, and every historical revelation until Christopher Johnson's ship finally descends from the clouds once more.